not relating to Balsall Heath as the neighbourhood that it was and grew up as, but as one part of a much wider Birmingham. So its plans covered miles and miles of land and were top down, one size fits all, delivering the same service to dozens and dozens of neighbourhoods. But if Balsall Heath was to recover and gain a community spirit and a confidence in the future, it needed to think very much in terms of its own community and its own particular needs. Hence the need for, amongst other things, a neighbourhood plan to help local residents and service deliverers coordinate their input in an effective way. Absolutely all sorts of things. How long is a piece of string? It was, in part, as I say, some people concerned about the confused space at the end of their avenue that nobody looked after. And could there be a plan for caring for it more effectively and improving other nearby neighbourhood spaces as well? But equally, how do you welcome newcomers? How do you make them feel easy and at home? How do you introduce them to the community and help them to become a part of that community and to contribute to it? So people came to meetings with a whole range of ideas and suggestions, and Joe Holyoke was very attuned to the need to listen to people's social needs as much as, if not more than, their physical needs. People wanted the physical environment to be more effectively cared for and not be just a set of disjointed spaces and uncared for avenues. So yes, part of neighbourhood planning from our point of view was getting the environment right and welcoming to people. But another and almost more important feature is enabling people to work closely with each other, be friends with each other. And so we needed a plan for helping to build the spirit and enterprise of the neighbourhood. One consequence of which is that people would be quite good then at planning the physical space, but you needed people to be confident and together in order to be able to do that. Without that 30 years development, the neighbourhood plan would have been probably a much more shallow, valuable, but requiring all sorts of extra work that might not have got done for quite a long time. People have been used to gathering in very large numbers for communal meals, for carnivals and bonfire nights and other celebrations, which a survey Birmingham-wide asking people, do you feel able to contribute to the development of your area? Balsall Heath came top of the list of about 40, 50 neighbourhoods. So ask people whether it's valuable to prepare a plan. They don't say, oh, I'll leave it to someone else. It's, yes, I'm used to taking part, let me have my shout. If you're doing your top-down planning and delivering one-size-fits-all services to everyone, but they don't therefore connect with people very well and don't work, it's expensive but not so good. If, however, you're targeting your services more effectively to an appreciative neighbourhood, then that neighbourhood prevents problems from arising by just helping each other out at a personal level.
Yeah.
So neighbourhood planning, it can be and should be cost effective and able to show service providers how to use their money more effectively. I think in effect so. The better the area is planned, the more compact and integrated the village, the more those house prices will rise, the more people will want to come into the area, the more people who live here will want to stay, and therefore a scarcity of available houses, and therefore the possibility of rising the prices of those houses. So the financial benefits to property of the plan are, I think, considerable. What I'm going to say is my opinion. It may be that there are other people who think differently. But if you're going to get a plan right, you've got to spend some time getting it right. It's not something that can be done over a weekend, over a week, or even over a month. But equally, a lot of people wanted to be involved and engaged. I think it was important that so many people, took part in talking about it, and then finished up voting to say whether they approved of the plan or not. The planning process was very important, because when the plan is finally there, because so many people are involved in shaping it, they then want to implement it and make it work. So the planning process is very important to involve and engage people,